Good evening, everyone. My name is Sally. Welcome to my reading challenge. Today is the day 17 of my reading challenge. If you're still having trouble determining how to read a particular habit, here is a question I like to use. Does this behavior help me become the type of person I wish to be? Does the habit cast a vote for or against my desired identity? Habits that reinforce your desired identity are usually good. Habits that conflict with your desired identity are usually bad. As you create your habit scorecard, there is no need to change anything at first. The goal is to simply notice what is actually going on. Observe your thoughts and actions without judgment or internal criticism. Don't blame yourself for your faults. Don't praise yourself for your successes. If you eat a chocolate bar every morning, acknowledge it almost as if you were watching someone else. Oh, how interesting that they could do such a thing. If you binge it, simply notice that you are eating more calories than you should. If you waste time online, notice that you are spending your life in a way that you do not want to. The first step to changing bad habits is to be on the lookout for them. If you feel like you need extra help, then you can try pointing and calling in your own life. Say out loud the action that you are thinking of taking and what the outcome will be. If you want to cut back on your junk food habit, but notice yourself grabbing another cookie, say out loud, I'm about to eat this cookie, but I don't need it. Eating it will cause me to gain weight and hurt my health. Hearing your bad habit spoken loud makes the consequences seem more real. It adds weight to the action rather than letting yourself mindlessly slip into an old routine. This approach is useful even if you're simply trying to remember a task on your to-do list. Just saying out loud, tomorrow I need to go to the post office after lunch, increases the odds that you'll actually do it. You're getting yourself to acknowledge the need for action, that can make all the difference. The process of behavior change always starts with awareness. Strategies like posting and calling and the habit scorecard are focused on getting you to recognize your habits and acknowledge the cues that trigger them, which makes it possible to respond in a way that benefits you. Chapter summary. With enough practice, your brain will pick up on the cues that predict certain outcomes without consciously thinking about it. Once our habits become automatic, we stop paying attention to what we are doing. The process of behavior change always starts with awareness. You need to be aware of your habits before you can change them. Pointing and calling raises your level of awareness from a non-conscious habit to more conscious level by verbalizing your actions. The habit scorecard is a simple exercise you can use to become more aware of your habits behavior. Chapter 5. In 2001, researchers in Great Britain began working with 248 people to build better exercise habits over the course of 2 weeks. The subjects were divided into 3 groups. The first group was the control group. They were simply asked to track how often they exercised. The second group was the motivation group. They were asked not only to track their workout, but also to read some material on the benefits of exercise. The researchers also explained to the group how exercise could reduce the risk of coronary heart disease and improve heart health. Finally, there was the third group. These subjects received the same presentation as the second group, which ensured that they had equal levels of motivation. However, they were also asked to formulate a plan for when and where they would exercise over the following week. Specifically, each member of the third group completed the following sentence: during the next week, I will partaking at least 20 minutes of vigorous exercise on day at time in place. In the first and the second groups, 35 to 38% of people exercised at least once per week. Interestingly, the motivational presentation given to the second group seemed to have no meaningful impact on behavior. But 91% of this group exercised at least once per week, more than double the normal rate. The sentence they filled out is what research. The sentence they filled out is what research referred to as an implementation intention, which is the plan you make beforehand about when and where to act. That is how you intend to implement a particular habit. The cues that can trigger a habit come into a wide range of forms. The feel of your phone buzzing in your pocket, the smell of chocolate chip cookies, the sound of ambulance sirens, but the 2 most common cues are time and location. Implementation intention leverage both of these cues. Broadly speaking, the format for creating an implementation intention is: when situation X arises, I will perform response Y. Hundreds of studies have shown that implementation. Implementation intentions are effective for sticking to our goals. Hundreds of studies have shown that implementation intentions are effective for sticking to our goals, whether it's writing down the exact time and date when you will get a flu shot or recording the time of your colonoscopy appointment. They increase the odds that people will stick with habits like recycling, studying, going to sleep early, and stopping smoking. Researchers have even found that voter turnout increases when people are forced to create implementation intention by answering questions like, what routes are you taking to polling station? At what time are you planning to go? What bus will get you there? Other successful government programs have prompted citizens to make a clear plan to send taxes in on time or provided direction on when and where to pay late traffic bills. The punchline is clear. People who make a specific plan for when and where they will perform new habits are more likely to follow through. Too many people to try to check their habits without the basic detail figured out. We tell ourselves, I'm going to eat healthier, or I'm going to write more, but we never say when and where these habits are going to happen, or we leave it up to chance and hope that we will just remember to do it. Just remember to do it, or feel motivated at the right time. An implementation intention sweeps away foggy notions like I want to work out more, or I want to be more productive, or I should vote, and transform them into the corporate plan of action. Version. Many people think they lack motivation when what they really lack is clarity. It's not always obvious when and where to take action. Some people spend their entire lives waiting for the time to be right to make an improvement. Once an implementation intention has been set, you don't have to wait for inspiration to strike. Do I write a chapter today or not? Do I meditate this morning or at lunch? When the moment of action occurs, there's no need to make a decision. Simply follow your predetermined plan. The simple way to apply this strategy to your habits is to fill out this sentence. I will behavior at time in location. For example, I will do exercise in the morning in the living room. Meditation. I will meditate for 1 minute at 7 a.m. in my kitchen. Studying. I will study Spanish for 20 minutes at 6 p.m. in my bedroom. I will study Chinese for 30 minutes at 10 p.m. in my living room. Exercise. I will exercise for 1 hour at 5 p.m. in my local gym. I will exercise for 30 minutes at 8 a.m. in the garden. Marriage. I will make a partner a cup of tea at 8 a.m. in the kitchen. Marriage. If you aren't sure when you start your habit, try the first day of the week, month, or year. People are more likely to take action at those times because hope is usually higher. If you have hope, you have a reason to take action. A fresh start feels motivating. There is another benefit to implementation intentions. Being specific about what you want and how you will achieve it helps you say to do nothing that direct process. Again, this question. Being benefits about what you want and how you will achieve it helps you say no to do things that derail progress, distract your attention, and pull you off course. We often say yes to little requests because we are not clear enough about what we need to do instead. When your dreams are vague, it's easy to rationalize little exception all day long and never get around to specific thing you need to do success. Give your habits a time and a space to live in the world. The goal is to make the time and location too obvious that with enough repetition, you get an urge to do the right thing at the right time, even if you can't say why. As the writer Jason J. noted, obviously you're never going to just work out without considered thought, but like a dog salivating at the bell, maybe you start to get antsy around the time of day you normally work out. There are many ways to use implementation intention in your life and work. My favorite approach is one I learned from Stanford Professor B.J. Fogg and is strategy I refer to as habit stacking. Okay, thanks for listening.